He wants him to go full walrus.
Welcome to Real Shock, the good, the bad, and the what, where I make an unsuspecting guest watch the worst, weirdest, and most disturbing films so you don't have to. If you've ever wondered what it's like to have Kevin Smith write a horror comedy about a podcaster turning into a walrus, well, you're in luck, because we are going over the movie Tusk. Real Shock. Wallace Brighton, a cocky and cruel podcaster, heads to Canada to interview the Kill Bill Kid. But when that plan fails, he finds a handwritten letter from an eccentric old man offering free lodging and wild stories. Always chasing content, Wallace drives out to the remote mansion to meet Howe. Over tea, Howard recounts his life. Shipwrecked at sea, he once befriended a walrus he named Mr. Tusk, the only creature who kept him alive. But to survive, Howard eventually ate him, a decision that broke his mind forever. While Wallace laughs uncomfortably, Howard slips something into his drink and Wallace collapses. Joe!
Hello.
I showed you this movie a while ago, not for this show, but just for exactly what the show is based off of. I wanted to show you something weird and disturbing. But for now, let's just talk about the breakdown that we just saw for you folks watching at home. Obviously, spoilers ahead. If you are interested in the film, stop now. Joe, what did you think of the first 20 minutes of this film?
This movie had been on my watch list for quite a while. I thought it was going to be about him becoming a walrus for whatever reason. But
oh yeah, he got bit by something.
yeah,
is
like
what you
something.
thought?
I thought something was going to happen.
That's not much worse than what we get.
The beginning, I wasn't sure if I would get into it, but I think Michael Parks as Howard Howe, delivering that monologue just sucked me right in.
We were in search of the Siberian great white.
But, you know, I like Justin Long.
Yeah, and Justin Long is the new Scream King, guys. He has been in, starting with Jeepers Creepers, next in Tusk, I believe, and then we start seeing Barbarian. He's in Weapons. He was made in kind of like a cheaper version of that vampire movie that was right after.
Yeah, I was going to say, did that vampire movie as well.
He is our new Scream King.
I love him. I think he's great.
Drag me to hell. He is great. Then he is in a podcast with his lovely co-host, Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
As you know from The Sixth Sense. This was the first time I had seen him.
Yeah, has he been in other stuff? I don't know.
Well, he is in a lot of stuff now, ever since Tusk, but between him being a little child and Tusk, I had not seen him for a long time.
Funny stuff now, though. Like, he's not really...
Yeah, I've never seen him act serious. He's gained a little too much weight.
Yeah, he's a bit pudgy.
I don't think he can kind of pull that kind of weight around it. No pun intended. He can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
but he still
like
seems like a lovable guy. I think he gave up on acting for a bit there. The two podcasters have a show where one goes and sees a person from the internet fame and interviews them, and the other stays behind, and then they discuss it. It's called the Nazi Party. It's a huge stretch. It's not. It just shows how stupid of a character Justin Long is, though, which is a good point.
He's like very hateable. Like
he's
very mean to his girlfriend. She comments quite frequently how he's changed and he's not the same person he used to be. And I think he's like cheating on her too, right? Or something.
Yeah, he's cheating on her. They don't even show it, but they just talk about it. And you're like, yeah, obviously this guy's a dirtbag.
Yeah, he's someone that you're like, I want something bad to happen to him.
Which is going to happen. They are going to see the Kill Bill Kid in Canada because he's reached internet fame. This is a copy off of the Star Wars Kid, Star Wars, I think it was Star Wars Kid, where, they're doing some kind of silly thing. But in this one, he cuts off his own leg, which you brought up.
A little bit of foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. I didn't catch that. We won't go too far into it, but this was foreshadowing, and I did not catch that. I'm embarrassed to say. Also with Kill Bill, that's where Michael Parks comes from. He's missing from Hollywood for a long time. He was in it when he was younger.
John Huston almost killed him on the set of The Bible, blacklisted in the industry at one point by one of the studios. Like, he's had this insane storied career where he's kind of like a Forrest Gump of pop culture. He's been all around for the last 50 years and stuff.
And then it seems like Tarantino picked him up. He was the sheriff in like all the Tarantino films, from Dusk Till Dawn, the two Kill Bills, and Death Proof.
I didn't remember him that much from Kill Bill.
In Kill Bill, when you have Michael Parks playing Esteban,
Yeah.
I did not know that wasn't a Mexican guy.
Well, that's actually an interesting story about how that came about because, Michael Parks is actually one of my favorite actors. And I already cast him in the movie. He was, plays the Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
I will say, before I watched Tusk, I watched Red State, and he is great in that too. So definitely
also
give that a
made by
watch.
Kevin Smith right before this, and that's probably what gave Tusk a good push because Red State is awesome. They go to Canada. I should keep saying they, but it's just Justin Long goes to Canada, where, as you saw in the breakdown, the Kill Bill kid has, I think, committed suicide.
Yeah, he realizes that's a dead end. No pun intended.
Wow, we're getting good at this.
So he goes, and he doesn't want to waste his trip to Canada.
He actually says something along the lines of like how selfish of the kid.
Yes.
Just to make you hate him more.
But he goes to like a convenience store, right, where we see Lily Rose Depp.
I don't even want to talk about those two. I don't like that you put your kids in it. Two
That's Kevin Smith's daughter too,
that's
right?
Kevin Smith's daughter, and that's Johnny Depp's
But
daughter.
isn't the idea that he did Clerks, and they're both like very unhelpful clerks as well?
You are picking up on so much more. Of course, they're the Canadian version of Clerks. He does make a sequel to Tusk with just those two. It's called Yoga Hosers.
But that's where he sees this ad, right?
He sees an ad.
Howard Howe that.
And the ad is, I've got like stories, and he's got nothing else to do. So he's like, I got to go
Why
hear
not,
these stories.
right? Like go and make a story out of it.
He goes to this mansion.
Middle of nowhere.
And that's where we want to talk about this scene. This scene is too good for this movie. It's ridiculous how we both just kind of invested in.
People need to watch this scene.
We're not saying like anything happens in this scene, but this is the classic cinema. Two people talking that is just investing you.
The way he delivers it, he talks so eloquently, and it just is very enjoyable to watch.
But when the screaming stopped, I thought I was alone until something very swift and frightening moved by me.
And it's a character because in this film, we're going to see him kind of slip into other
Yes, exactly.
characters.
And you think like, there can't be really, this guy seems so nice.
So this
and very,
sophisticated one with stories. This is not the real Michael
you're like,
Parks.
where is this going?
His name is Howard Howe, by the way. I think Howe?
Yeah,
Howard
Howe.
Who or Howard Howe? Yeah, we keep calling him Michael Parks, but it's Howard. And Justin Long, what's his name?
Wallace.
Wallace. And if you're not
Sounds
picking
like
up Wallace. Also, nice mustache that you picked up on.
Definitely, he's got a little Walrus stash going.
You were killing it. I was kind of sad. I used to be good at this. Now I'm just sitting back watching a movie for what it is. You're like picking up on all the references.
Walrus. I'm just observing.
We get told a story about how he was on a ship looking for a great white shark. Once again, you picked up on something.
This monologue that he delivers is on par with Robert Shaw's Quint's monologue in Jaws. And actually, he delivers a line that Quint says in the movie. 25 foot, 3 tons on him.
Oh, you did Quint. I thought you were going to do Michael Parks.
No, that's Quint.
Yeah, Quint. No, I could tell. So as you saw in the breakdown, he befriended a walrus, and it didn't end so well for his walrus friend.
He ate him.
And not before, boom, which gets us to our first what the fuck moment in Tusk. Wallace wakes in a wheelchair to discover one of his legs has been amputated. Howard calmly explains it was due to a brown recluse spider bite, but Wallace does not buy it, but he's too drugged and weak to resist. It's, again, great dialogue. I think both actors really pull through, and it's got this shock value. His leg has been cut off.
Foreshadowing.
You nailed it.
I didn't know what was going to happen, but I wasn't expecting him to wake up with his leg gone.
It's gone instantly. Like, that happened so fast.
And then he kind of spools in this story of like a spider bit you, and I couldn't get you to the like hospital, and like I had to amputate. The doctor came.
Nature can be very red in tooth and claw.
What?
Tennyson.
What are you talking about?
Even with him drugged, he's still being understanding of this is a problem. You would think normally the main character would act pretty stupid here, but they're actually acting pretty good. He's like calling him out on like, you're lying. You drugged me and you cut off my leg. And, he blames it on the arachnid assailant.
The arachnid assailant?
Yeah.
The brown recluse.
We did enjoy that line, didn't we?
Wallace's girlfriend, Allie, is growing frustrated with his arrogance and constant cheating. She begins to have an affair with his best friend and co-host, Teddy. When Wallace suddenly stops answering calls, they grow worried and begin looking for him. Howard's madness escalates. He reveals his true plan to surgically transform Wallace into a giant walrus so he can recreate his long-lost bond with Mr. Tusk. Wallace begs for mercy, but Howard mocks him, saying humans are the real animals. So this is definitely the second best scene. So I'm saying in order, the first time he meets Howard, the dinner scene, and then the leg cutting off scene. These three dialogues, I just love them all. And I love the insanity of Howard going from a very sophisticated, well-spoken man to the creepiness of this dinner table scene.
I think he slowly starts looking more disheveled too. Like he's very put together at first, and then his hair starts getting a little crazier, and you're like, I don't know if this guy's okay. But for me, it's the moment when he starts asking about the spider.
Bitty spider crawled up the water spout.
Holy shit.
Justin Long is terrified because he knows the man across from him is absolutely insane. He wants to have Mr. Tusk back.
I've been constructing a very realistic walrus suit.
He wants to make him a walrus, an imitation of Mr. Tusk.
Yeah,
and there's a little line that I
suit.
didn't pick up on. It just goes over your head. But he says, with a few modifications, the suit will fit. He's not talking about the suit. He's talking about modifying Wallace. Yeah, which I love. I didn't quite pick up on it because you would normally talk about modifying the suit.
I actually remember during watching this, I was like, oh, a suit's not so bad. What? It's just a suit.
I feel good. I didn't pick up on the word suit there. For some reason, I thought he is going to become the walrus, but it's a suit. But there's a lot of modifications that have to happen to Wallace for this to go down, unfortunately. During this dinner scene, I don't know what happens, but Justin seems to get away and get a phone, which he's able to reach his girlfriend. Have we talked about her yet?
A little bit. He's cheating on her, right? And she's very committed to him, I think.
Not starting now.
Yeah, she's been
not.
Questioning where the relationship's going, right? Because
we should just start
kind of
with
letting her down a bit.
She's been finding comfort in Haley Joel Osment.
Comfort, cushion for the pushing.
And while this is going on, we actually see it happening. He's trying to call her, and all he can do is leave a message. So we're getting this really broken relationship. After he had the phone, Howard knocks him out, which gets us to our next what the moment. Through horrific surgery, Wallace is stitched into a grotesque walrus suit made of human flesh. His tongue is cut out, his arms sewed into flippers. He's no longer a man. Howard proudly declares, "You are Mr. Tusk now." I'm not going to lie. I'm not much of a fan after this point. It might have been fine if it was a comedy horror throughout the whole thing, but it was actually too good the last few scenes to get into this. Even just seeing that walrus, guys, did you see that? Like, this film becomes ridiculous.
I actually didn't think the suit was that bad.
Not only walrus, but we're going to have cameos and stuff. It's just going to be off the wall, insane,
I agree with that. I actually really liked it to this point. I actually don't mind the war stuff. It's doable.
That's good, though.
For me.
I will handle that. Yeah, you're right. But now we're just going to get clobbered with all this comedy horror and a lot of improv and a lot of cameos. We've already got the daughters, but we get another one. So that gets us to this breakdown. Ali and Teddy enlist Guy Lapointe, played by Johnny Depp in disguise, a bizarre French-Canadian detective obsessed with catching serial killers. Lapointe tells them he once met Howard years ago, but was tricked. Now Lapointe is certain Wallace is Howard's newest victim. And back at the mansion, Wallace is fully walrusified. Howard trains him, throws him raw fish, and even forces him to swim in a cruel indoor pool. This Johnny Depp scene is way too long. When I first saw the film, I actually liked it. I actually liked this stuff. I thought, well, this is funny, and that's a hilarious character. Watching it with you the last few days, it was like, this does not belong, and this is really boring and annoying.
Yeah, I got bored of him really quick. There should have been a lot less of him. Like, I found him annoying. I don't care that it was Johnny Depp. I didn't think he was good in this role. It was too comedic for what the movie was. And I know it is a horror comedy, but it was too much.
Now, during this sit-down scene, there is a nice little story, a flashback. I do like those. This one's all right. It's about Johnny Depp, who once did find Howard, the man he was looking for, but Howard tricked him, playing a mentally ill man.
Apparently, that was Michael Park's idea.
Now, you told me he was supposed to be French-Canadian.
Yes, I think that is what I read. The original plan was that he would be doing a French-Canadian accent, but he said he'd already done that in Twin Peaks, so he decided to do this kind of handicapped character instead. And it's actually really good. Yeah, so he starts trying to train him to be the walrus as well. Gets him into the water and he goes down and he sees a skeleton there. And it's clear that he has tried this before.
Yes, as we saw in the breakdown, there was a body already down there in a walrus suit. Very, very committed walrus suit that you can decompose and you're still in the suit, which makes sense because we're going to see Justin Long really stuck it.
He wants him to go full walrus.
Mr. Tusk, reborn. So this doesn't seem to be enough for Howard, so we get to the next what the fuck moment. In one of the most deranged showdowns ever filmed, Howard, who has now donned his own walrus suit, prepares to face Wallace tusk to tusk. Wallace eventually stabs Howard with his tusk, killing him, while Howard cries out in joy that he is finally reunited with his beloved Mr. Tusk. God, I don't know this film.
Very bizarre. Like, how many suits has he made, too? Like, out of human flesh, I'm guessing?
Why does he get the snickle fritz?
I guess because he's still human inside. Like,
he's not committed
changed.
to it. He just put on the Timu.
I think this is more of a test of, like, can you become the walrus?
Now, as you see, Wallace kills him. What was going on with the others? Like, did he not want to enjoy the company of Mr. Tusk, or did he always want Mr. Tusk to have revenge on him?
That's what I kind of took it, that he felt so bad that he wanted the chance for Mr. Tusk to get his revenge.
I did too. That's how I took it.
Because he seems kind of happy when the walrus is killing him.
So what happened to Guy at the bottom of the pool?
I guess he just couldn't swim.
Okay, that makes sense. That checks out. Guy Lapointe, Allie, and Teddy arrive too late. They find Wallace transformed and mentally broken. Though Allie begs him to come home, he can only grunt like an animal. The movie ends at a wildlife sanctuary where Wallace, now living permanently as a walrus, is fed fish while Allie tearfully visits him. In a grotesque parody of a love story, Wallace got exactly what he mocked others for lacking: a purpose, but as a walrus. I don't know what this film's. I honestly don't know. It starts off so good.
Bizarre, but I like it.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see what I just showed you? He lives at an animal sanctuary because he's just mentally broken. He is the walrus. He eats fish for a living.
But I do like the little nod at the end that he cries. So it shows he is still human inside.
That's true. It's the worst Inception ending ever in film.
He's literally seeing his girlfriend with his best friend and he's a walrus in a zoo.
Do you think he just doesn't want to come out because he's like, look at me, I'm not coming back to reality? Yeah. This is a comedy horror, guys. And if you like Evil Dead, if you like anything early Peter Jackson, why wouldn't you like this? My problem is that it was too good in the beginning. That didn't need to be that good. Those that three scenes. That it became
like a real horror movie almost.
The one scene, I mean, we're just like invested. Like it's no different than seeing something from No Country. We're just like leaning in, listening to these stories by an educated man. And a man absorbing it
to him for hours, like just talking.
And then when he goes crazy doing the itsy bitsy spider, I'm also like laughing and invested. That's the humor I want. It was dark humor, and then it became like poopy humor.
Yeah, it got a little bit like childish.
Very childish. There was actually like childish humor before, like fart jokes, and the podcasting stuff is just cringy.
But I felt like that was to like make us hate him, kind of.
I agree. It helped us hate him. Everybody is. In fact, the only person who I feel for is Michael Parks, who lost his walrus friend. So why don't we talk about how the movie was made?
Well, the movie was apparently shot in only 15 days, which is quite short.
The whole movie was shot in 15 days?
Apparently so.
Holy cow.
The budget was reportedly $3 million, and then it completely bombed at the box office with $1.8 million. Only 55,000 of that was international.
55,000.
Yes.
So it played in like one theater pretty much. Now, do you know where they got the money from?
No.
His wife told me he could put up the house.
She married a fucking director and I stopped directing. And I realized she pushed me towards Tusk because when you marry a director, it's kind of sexy because it's like there's movies and money and movie stars and you're flying places and shit. When you're married to a fucking podcaster, She said the amazing thing. She's like, I said, where do you think we'll get the money? She goes, why don't you put up the house? I said, fucking really? I said, I would love that, but we shared a house together because we're married.
And you
and
did?
shit.
Wow.
Yeah, she believed in him that much. Now he's got some sayings that like you don't need $3 million to make a film.
Budget was $2.7 million. You don't need $2.7 million to make a $2.7 million movie. You need about $300,000 cash equity.
And then he didn't have to put up his house. Somebody else spotted him.
I would like to pay for this movie. And I was like, why the fuck would you pay for this movie, man?
Well, he did like a Twitter thing, didn't he? About like, should I make this movie? Like, Walrus yes, Walrus no. And people had to like hashtag.
Oh yeah, we're talking about how it was made too far in advance. Let's go way, way back.
To the idea.
Black and white. You hate black and white, so let's not do black and white.
As long as it's not foreign too.
That doesn't sound good on a podcast, I'll tell you that. Let's go back in time. The original idea was Kevin Smith became a podcaster after Red State. He wasn't really going to do much directing anymore. He came across an ad saying,
I am looking for a lodger in my house. I have, over the last few months, been constructing a realistic walrus costume.
for 2 hours a day, you had to wear the walrus suit and only act like a walrus. You could not talk. You had to learn to communicate like a walrus.
I believe there are recordings available on the web.
You'd have to eat fish and do walrus things for 2 hours a day. If you could commit to that, you had free housing. The house was yours, except for his workshop.
The exception of my bedroom and my workshop.
Where the walrus suit is made. Stay out of the workshop.
This ad was on Gumtree for my UK peeps. So he decided to make a movie. He did a Twitter, should I make this movie? Walrus yes, Walrus no hashtag. And most people voted Walrus yes.
Yes, Walrus yes is even the name of the documentary to make this movie. You can't blame Kevin Smith when everyone voted Walrus yes.
But it turns out that was a prank.
It was.
A poet and prankster, Chris Parkinson.
What we found out was it was a hoax. It wasn't real at all. It was made up by this little gremlin right here.
Did it to get Kevin Smith's attention. And apparently he did hire him as a producer for the movie.
Right.
According to Kevin Smith, don't know if it's true again, most of that $3 million budget was used getting the rights to the Fleetwood Mac song Tusk, which was played while the Walrus fight happened.
I don't know if I believe you on that.
I have seen multiple sources saying this.
There is so much more of the budget that could have went to something better than going to a song.
What other song would you want during a Walrus fight?
Well, anything really. AC/DC. Joe, final thoughts.
Don't eat your friends.
That's a great final thought. Which gets us to our most what the moment. So we gave you 3 scenes in this film. The intro leg getting cut off. That was a bit of a shocker, and the film was still somewhat pretty good then. Then we go to the walrus suit, where we finally see Justin Long, Wallace, in his walrus suit. A bit of a shocker for a different reason. And then we go to the walrus fight scene where Michael Parks is dressed as a walrus. Again, a shocker for another completely different reason. It's off the wall at this point. So Joe, why don't you pick one or talk about all 3, whatever you want to do?
I think it has to be the walrus fight for me. Michael Parks in a walrus suit fighting Justin Long. Like, you're never going to see that again.
That is pretty messed up. I don't know. It's tough. It's either the walrus fight or the walrus reveal.
I was kind of expecting that at that point. I didn't expect it to be a good suit. Like, I thought it was going to be kind of mishmash, stitched up kind of suit.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with walrus reveal. I think the suit looks disgustingly horrible. It's not cool at all, and it shocked me. It's something about his human eyes in that goddamn suit. It is horrific to me, and it's a shocker. But that walrus fight is not far behind. That does not belong in this film, and they're both what the moments, but we're not on the same page.
We really are.
So that's it for Tusk. Joe, do you have anything to finish with?
No, just go watch. But if you want a really good movie, go watch Red State.
Red State is much better. Go with Red State. If you love Red State, you can handle Tusk. If you just like Red State, stay away from Tusk. You're fine to just watch the podcast.
It's not going to be for everyone.
It's not for anyone, really. All right, folks. Thanks for watching.
Toodaloo.
Did you just hit the table?
Can I use your bathroom?
Oh, of course. It's right over there.
Hold right there, Parks. Can I have them instead may I interest you in some tea? That sounds a little better.
Yeah, fucking jerk.
Someone's drinking. Okay.
Let me finish this.
Welcome to Real Shock.